Good afternoon. It is cold and slick in Kansas City today. I hope that everyone is safe. One of the questions that came recently from a client was why does the same experience affect two people differently in terms of trauma? That is, why can one person have the same experience as somebody else and it's not affecting them at all, and yet it's affecting somebody else so significantly? And I wanted to respond to that because it's a common question. It's the paradox of trauma. Um, the event, we often associate a trauma with the event, the circumstance that happened. When, and many times, that the second event or the event that follows that event is really more impactful than the event itself. Let me give you an illustration. A child that's bullied, it's a terrible thing to be bullied on a playground. If you go to your teacher and the teacher does nothing, that can be more impactful than the bullying itself. If you go home to your parents and the parents do nothing, that can be even more impactful than the bullying itself, combined with the teacher doing nothing. Because now it feels like I'm alone. And that's more difficult than the bullying itself. Or you take two children on a playground. They both fall and they both hurt themselves. One child goes to their caregiver, and the caregiver is very appropriate, responds to the situation, acknowledges it, cleans it up, kisses the boo boo, and encourages them to go back out and play. And they go back out and play wiser. Another child has the same accident, goes to their caregiver, and the caregiver ignores it, minimizes it, makes fun of it. Why are you crying about it? No big deal. You're going to get hurt in life. You got to get tough. That child goes back out and plays, but they go back out and play cautiously. Sometimes looking back at the caregiver's face to see if they're smiling or paying even attention. And that will last sometimes a lifetime. Where in the first case, there was trauma, there was hurt, there was protection for that. I don't want to do that again. But it was resolved and life energy went forward. In the second case, life energy got stopped, and it can stay stopped. And it forms a trigger later in life. We can be triggered and we can go back to the very coping skill we had at the time of the trauma. And by the way, sometimes trauma can happen to us when we're pre-verbal. And so the idea of being able to go back and remember all the traumas, I think that's mostly re-traumatizing. I would not recommend that to anybody. Fortunately, you're not living back there. You're living here and now, which is why the work I do with rapid content-free transformation isn't about going back. It's about where are you here and now, because that's where you are. By the way, the word content-free just means that you don't have to go back and tell your stories. Who wants to go back and relive the old stories? So I wanted to share about the second part of trauma, and perhaps some of you might find that you recall that it wasn't the event itself, it was really how it was responded to afterwards that was more impactful than the actual event itself. So stay warm, stay safe. Hope the Chiefs win today. Thank you.